Welcome to The Explainer. You know, there's this fascinating irony that so many of us face, especially those of us who absolutely love problem solving. We spend so much of our time and energy designing these brilliant, innovative solutions for others, for our users, for our clients, our organizations, but we completely forget to design our own lives. We apply all these rigorous methodologies to our work, but then we kind of just leave our personal well-being up to chance.
So it begs a pretty provocative question, doesn't it? Are you too busy designing solutions to actually design your own life? Well, in this explainer, we're going to flip the script. We're establishing a whole new narrative arc where you are both the designer and the user. We'll explore exactly how to take the core principles of design thinking, things like empathy, assessment, and iteration, and apply them directly to your own personal and professional growth.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Here is our 6-stage journey for today. Designing your own life. The wheel of life. Components of the wheel. Assessing your balance, balancing your priorities, and finally, the balanced designer.
Section 1. Designing your own life. The designer as the user.
Before we can effectively solve complex problems for anyone else, we literally have to turn the camera inward and empathize with ourselves first. The source material emphasizes a brilliant concept called design the thinking, and this is the absolute prerequisite to action. Before you even try building a roadmap, you have to observe your own life critically. You have to challenge your assumptions and use visualization to imagine where you actually want to be in, say, 5 years. Because, you simply can't build a roadmap until you know your destination, right? Section 2. The Wheel of Life, a diagnostic tool for life balance. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what we need next. Once we have the right mindset, we need a way to evaluate our current personal design prototype. Just envision a person meditating right in the center of a wheel, surrounded by all the different segments of their life. This tool acts as a mirror for our current state, allowing us to step back and objectively view all the forces acting upon us at once. So, formally speaking, the Wheel of Life is a self-assessment tool used to evaluate satisfaction across different life areas, identify imbalances, and establish priorities for personal growth and overall well-being. But the ultimate goal here isn't just to judge yourself, no way. It's to evaluate your balance so you can actively adjust your priorities and actually lead a truly successful, happy life. Section 3. Components of the Wheel. The anatomy of a complete life. A complete life requires attention to a highly diverse set of areas, not just your academic or professional achievements. We're talking about categories like your education and career, your physical and mental health, family, friends, personal development, financial stability, recreation, and your contribution to society. Remember, you are not just your job title. You are a complex system, and every single one of these components needs to function together for the whole thing to work. There's a powerful quote directly from the source material that I absolutely want you to remember. Neglecting any one of these areas can reduce overall well-being and affect long-term success. Think of it exactly like a bicycle wheel. A flaw in just one spoke compromises the integrity of the entire wheel. You might be totally crushing it in your career, but if your health or your personal relationships are sitting at a 2 out of 10, well, that wheel is going to buckle under pressure for sure. Section 4. Assessing your balance. The iteration process. All right, now we shift from the philosophical why to the highly practical how. We're going to treat this just like a standard design protocol where you are mapping your own data. Here is your 6-step iterative process. First, identify your important areas. Second, rate your satisfaction in each area from 1 to 10. Third, mark those scores on the wheel. Fourth, connect the points. Fifth, analyze the balance you see. And sixth, set your priorities for improvement. You are literally prototyping your life balance right here. Now, what's really interesting is the stark visual metaphor you get after you connect those dots. If you end up with a smooth and balanced wheel, it means the different aspects of your life are receiving appropriate attention. But an uneven wheel, that highlights areas requiring much greater focus. An uneven wheel makes for a really bumpy ride, making it incredibly difficult to move forward. Meanwhile, a smooth one rolls easily toward long-term success.
Section 5. Balancing your priorities. Taking action.
So once the wheel shows us our imbalances, we can't just stare at them. We need practical techniques to fix them. One of the absolute best ways to do this is by distinguishing between urgent and important tasks. Urgent activities, like, submitting today's assignment or jumping into some sudden fire drill meeting, they demand immediate attention, but they often distract us. Important activities, like preparing for upcoming exams, long-term career planning, or actually working out for your physical health, those are what build long-term success. A successful designer prioritizes the important stuff while managing or delegating the merely urgent. So the crucial point is this. The wheel of life identifies what to improve. Balancing priorities determines how. It's brilliant because these two concepts work in perfect harmony. The diagnostic tool shows you the destination, and priority management gives you the vehicle to actually get there.
Section 6. The Balanced Designer, Designing Your Future.
And this is where we apply all these insights to become proactive designers of our own futures. You can start using these techniques literally today to smooth out your life wheel. Create daily to-do lists to systematically tackle tasks. Set SMART goals, meaning goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Use time blocking to dedicate specific hours solely to one activity, like, say, an hour just for exercise or an hour just for skill development. And finally, review your priorities regularly. Why? Because as you grow, your priorities are inevitably going to change. I'll leave you with this lingering thought to reflect on today. Are your current goals still relevant? Or is it time to redraw your wheel of life? Remember, a good design is never truly finished. It simply goes through iterations. Treat your life as your most important ongoing design project. Thank you so much for joining this explainer, and happy designing.